free, she throwing that ass. I'm up first for coming in last. Went to the bank, happy alive. Nigga fuck love, rather by rap. Nigga fuck love, rather by rap.
Chris said, "No, we ain't gonna say that shit because we're recording now." Welcome everyone, episode 29, baby. Let's get it.
Let's get
it. Episode 29 of Woodcrest Certified, coming back at you again, as we say every week. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you guys think. If you enjoy our topics, if you want us to speak on something else. Or if you want to comment on some of the things we spoke about, let us know. We'll mention it in the videos as well. So as of right now, Austin has commented on our last three episodes saying 7-Eleven was a part-time job. I don't in regards to
for the 9/11 for the 9/11.
So there's that. He said Woodcrest certified no. I don't know what he means by that. And then
God bless Austin.
And he has Woodcrest certified greater sign Wawa. So we got that. Thanks, Austin. Appreciate you. Yeah. All right. So for today, we got a few topics. Topic number one, kind of randomly. Well, I was actually talking to my girl about it, and I thought it was a good topic to bring up to y'all too. So thoughts on the death penalty? I'm kind of curious on where you guys stand, because I know it's a controversial kind of topic. People go in different ranges with this one. So I'm curious, opening to y'all, what do y'all think about the death penalty?
I want to know her opinion, how she felt about it.
She wasn't for it.
No.
I'm
barbaric, so sometimes I'm like, nah, they should stick around and relish in what they've done, or not relish. That's not the right word I'm looking for.
Suffer,
yeah. Drown.
Let's go back to stoning.
Bring me the guillotine, honestly. Like, somebody hurts a child, put them on the guillotine, or let us throw tomatoes at them or something, forever.
Throw some rocks.
Rocks, yeah.
Oh, you want people to get stoned back in the fucking? I don't even know how long. I can't even tell you time period.
I mean, they're doing that now.
Death row is fucking terrible. You just wake up hoping to die every day in a room. That's fucking awful. But it's I don't know, man. If you hurt a kid, you deserve the worst. And just sticking somebody is I don't know. I feel like that's the easy way out. I don't know.
The problem is that we don't always get the convictions right. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the case with
that's
a lot of
court system. That's
that's
a different.
But if you on death row for something you ain't do, that's kind of fucked up. Even though
which people are,
a lot of people is it's a large number, but
yeah.
Yes, sir.
We already know how the judicial system works for certain groups of people. So you have the death penalty. You don't just be no, the death penalty can't be racist. So you know what I'm saying? But in a way, because I'm on the fence on that shit, I agree with the death penalty to a certain extent, because there's some sick ass people out here. And I don't think some of these sick people need to. I mean, if we could put them motherfuckers on the island and let them have at it, you know what I'm saying? But then I believe in rehabilitation. You feel me? So some people need the help.
Yeah.
Due to their environment and where they came from and what was done to them as kids, and they're traumatized and all that shit. They do some sick ass shit. You feel me?
Do you think they're able to get rehabilitated? Because if you're in the death penalty, you did some fucking wild shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Not always. Most
of the time, though. So it's do you think you're even able to be saved at that point?
In a way, like what Chris said, sometimes if you kill one cop, you gonna get death row. You know what I'm saying?
Not even a cop. If you get a double murder or something like that, you can go get the death penalty easily, and in places like Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, very easily.
Yeah.
And if you were just like the person who was around when somebody got murdered, you got stuck with it. Like that's the problem, is that we're not always getting it right. Even if we murder one person on the death penalty and we got it wrong, like that's too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Like I'm all for the death penalty because like I feel like, all right, like you're a piece of shit. You can't be rehabilitated. Like the people who can't be, and you're just costing us money sitting there fucking doing nothing. We might as well just kill you. I mean, it sounds harsh, but like it is what it is. But like for the people who didn't do what they were accused of doing, it's fucked up. You know what I mean?
The penalty is too harsh.
So so the way that I looked at it was like, so I'm not saying that it's a totally bad thing, but I also think that to me it makes more sense to not have the death penalty, because ultimately to me I think there's more suffering in having to spend your entire life in prison rather than, you know, being able to be killed, right? Because I feel like in certain, depending on what the crime is, like if you're a mass shooter, right, like you're already welcoming death. Like more often than not, a mass shooter kills themselves type of thing too, type of thing, and like they get off easy that way by not having to suffer the consequences of the repercussions of the shit that they did. So like in my mind, I feel like I think you suffer more with having to spend your life in prison than getting the death penalty.
But somebody got to pay for that.
Yeah, somebody got to pay. Not just that, but like what are we doing at that point? You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's almost like biblical. Like you're gonna like, I don't know, that I don't know if I agree with that take.
I mean, I agree with it.
We paying this shit anyway.
Yeah, I agree with it to a certain extent because they made a lot of people suffer. So why not make them suffer? You feel me? Because obviously, if you're a mass shooter, you killing people, family members, like, and that's, you don't always like bounce back from that. Somebody told me something like the jars just get bigger, so whenever it hit the corners, you don't feel it as often, but you always suffering for dealing with certain type of traumas. You get what I'm saying? Like, so if he killed somebody's father, uncle, mom, granddad, whatever the case may be, like that person got to suffer probably for the rest of their lives. So why not make this person suffer too? Like,
I don't think that makes anything better for anybody.
It don't.
But do you think the death penalty makes it better for somebody?
Yeah, like we fucking wiped that guy out of existence. Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm saying, so like if you're a grieving individual, right? Like someone kills someone within your family, like you're gonna feel better knowing that they died, or you're gonna feel better knowing that they're suffering for the rest of their life?
I don't think you're gonna feel much better regardless. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna feel better that justice was had.
Yeah.
Right. So like whether he's sitting in jail or whether he's dead, you're gonna be like, damn, I'm glad the judicial system did what it was supposed to do. But the fact that you're sitting there every day knowing that he's suffering in jail, like I don't know if that helps you in any way.
I don't think so either. You're right.
Well, but if you're saying, but if you're saying that the solace is knowing that the judicial system worked, but then wouldn't that give you the solace then, knowing that he is in jail suffering for the rest of his life? Because it worked. Obviously, he's in there.
I think justice is taking that guy off the street, taking away his freedom.
Which he
and
is.
If he has to die, he has to die. But knowing that he's suffering doesn't really all right, so let's take it down a scale because we're taking like the most extremes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we're talking about the extremes, almost everything goes, right?
Yeah.
Like when you bring it down to like shit that we all deal with, like when somebody at work tries you, right? Or, like somebody does something that you feel like was unfair. And then they end up in a fucked up situation. Like you being happy that they're in a fucked up situation is incredibly unhealthy. That's not helping you grow as a person.
Fact.
So like I got somebody taken away from me, somebody that I care about.
Mm-hmm.
And like me sitting there being happy or content or whatever the case might be, that the guy who did it is getting, bent over the sink in jail isn't helping me as a person at all. That's just, you know what I mean?
Therapy
like,
at that point.
Yeah, like you're not doing anything for yourself. If anything, you're making yourself worse.
Facts.
That makes sense.
Is there a difference between, but I'm not saying happy, but is there a difference between happiness and solace though?
No, like no. I mean, Solace is like content.
You're like at peace, right?
Yeah, like you're not at peace if you're hoping the guy's suffering.
Yeah, you're not.
But you're at peace with the fact knowing that
He can't do it again.
whoever did it can't do it again and is off the streets and he got caught.
Yes.
But it
like
ain't
justice is like somebody, like we'll take it another step forward. Like a police officer shoots somebody, right? And he shoots somebody unjustly. And then we fucking discover it. We find the video evidence or whatever. He ends up going to jail. The solace is knowing that we take that guy's badge away. We take his freedom away. He can't do it again.
Yeah, he don't have that type of power.
Right, that you took away the power for him to do it to someone else. Thinking that he's sitting there suffering isn't helping you as a person. Like, and if it is, like, this might be harsh, but you need help.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people is gonna go through that in the beginning. I feel like because that's part of the grieving process. It's like fuck that guy. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
1000%.
but then after the fact, like if he spend 120 years in jail, after the first year, you probably not even thinking like, oh, he's suffering in jail. After the first year, it should be like your healing process at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, go ahead.
My bad to interrupt you, bro. But y'all seen the video? I'm pretty sure y'all did, where I think it was homie who got shot in his apartment by the female cop.
Yeah. In Texas?
In Texas.
And you talking about Gene.
Botham Gene or Gene Botham?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but you're probably right. And his brother was on the stand fucking crying. Like, man.
Forgave the cop.
And forgave the cop. And like, I don't know, that shit is powerful. Not saying that she deserves forgiveness, but it shows where he's at. You know what I mean?
He had to let it go because you can't hold on to that shit.
That's the only way to do it. Like, there's really, like, if she's suffering in jail or whether she's not, it's not going to bring your brother back regardless. You feel me?
She not getting the death penalty neither.
Probably not.
No, hell no, she ain't getting it.
That was a weird ass situation. She like walked into somebody else's apartment. Was like, oh shit, this is mine. Intruder, like.
Weird is a fucking euphemism, nigga. Like, that was she didn't need to be a cop in the first place, nigga.
No. That was the Dave Chappelle. Like, he broke in and hung up pictures of his family everywhere.
Yeah, like real talk.
I say we send someone like Denzel in the Equalizer after a nigga.
In prison. She in prison.
If Kenny runs for government, I'm gonna vote for him.
Oh, absolutely.
He's gonna solve all of our problems. That sounds like 66 years old, and he's gonna enlist them into some SWAT team.
You ever got hit with a nail gun, nigga?
Oh my god! What Chris said is right. What Chris said is right though. The fact that the death penalty gets it wrong one time is already one time too many. So
yeah. And there's just too many people in jail who are there for shit that they didn't do. So it's like the percentage of us killing somebody, we probably already done it many times.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. But the percentage of us doing it again is just way too high. So it's like, that's why I'm really conflicted with the death penalty. If we got it right 99.999% of the time, I'll be like, fuck it, kill him. But, that's not the percentage,
But even that will be too many because if you given the years, it'll be at least 1,000 people dead for no reason type shit. And you be like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you can, after that, what, the families get a settlement and then that's it? Like, you can't, they still dead. Like,
so I listen to these podcasts. There's like 3 of them where they talk about people who got wrongly convicted or people who got like rightfully convicted and, it's like their story after. But anyways, like, it's fucking crazy. Like, for 20 or 30 years of your life to just get wiped away. That, I don't know. Like, there was no point for me to say this. it was just a thought. Like, that's just fucking crazy.
I get where you was going, cause then they throw you back in society and be like, whoopsie.
Nigga, you like 40, 50 years old. All you known is fucking jail. Like, that's just wild, bro. Like, we have some fucking major changes to make, my nigga, like for real.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I had this argument one time too. I don't think the system is broken. I think it's working exactly how it was intended to work in a way. Like, because I feel like a lot of that shit was set up to play out that way because they had to fill up these jails. So,
but if it was made like with malicious intent and like improperly, like isn't that still a broken system?
No,
Yeah, not like you're right, Peterson. You're right because it's doing what it's designed to do. But David's also right; it's still broken.
Yeah,
because it's designed to do fucked up shit. Like
because the only time it's broken to people that's morally sound, but the only time something is broken is when it's not doing what it's intended to do. So if I lay a trap in my hallway, right? Like spikes, whatever, and I just want everybody to rush in and die. I don't care who the fuck step in the motherfucker, right? White, black, purple, green, orange, old, young. If everybody that walk in this shit lay in it, morally is fucked up. You're gonna be like, damn, this nigga's just killing people for no reason. But it works, nigga. That's what I wanted it to do. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, but that doesn't not make it broken. Like another analogy is capitalism, right? Yeah. Like capitalism is meant for all the money to go to the top. That's what it's designed to do. It's still broken. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's still broken.
I think we're saying the same thing, but different.
We are. We are saying the same thing.
Well, on that note of, I mean, we're kind of using the comparison a lot with the death row stuff with shootings and shit. Yo, that stuff in New York today was fucking nuts. With the shooting in the subway or whatever. Like, I seen some shit where crime in New York is up like 44% since like the New Year.
Since the pandemic.
Yeah. What the fuck is going on over there, bro? Like, shit's crazy.
Drill music.
It's stupid. It's poverty, nigga. Like, wherever there's more poverty, it's gonna be more crime. Like,
especially in such a largely populated community in a dense area as well. Like in New York, people just a fuck ton of people live on top of each other.
Yeah,
it's like if
there's nuance to that though, because that's not always true.
Like with the shit that happened today, that wasn't related to poverty. That was related to some crazy fuck, like just going in there and trying to fill some agenda or prove some point or whatever. But that's nuts. That dude just walked. Like, where the fuck do you even get smoke grenades? Like, how the hell do you just have that handy to be able to just go and grab that shit?
I was saying he made them shits probably.
Yeah.
I didn't read about it. Explain it to me.
So this dude, pretty much, he walked into the subway. He rented a U-Haul from, I think it was from Pennsylvania, and had a bunch of shit in it. And then he walked into the subway and he threw smoke grenades out. And then once the smoke grenades were going out, he just started throwing out shots. So he threw out like 30 plus shots, hit 10 people. Thank God none of them have died. So like some of them were serious injuries, but they weren't. So it said that they weren't life threatening. So hopefully, knock on wood, the people should be straight. But yeah, so that's kind of the gist of it. And like apparently, dude has like a YouTube account, and he posted mad videos talking about let me see, I still have the article up. You say he blamed black women for violence among black people and pointed to Russia's invasion of Ukraine as evidence that whites are genocidal.
So what was the dude black?
Yeah.
That's
well,
wild.
they listed it as dark-skinned. They said a dark-skinned man. He was wearing a construction vest and helmet.
That nigga, he was sick.
Yeah. Dude, 62 years old too, the suspect. 62 years old. Like, bro, you ain't got other things to like worry about, like your body aching and shit. Like this man's 62 just walking up and trying to shoot shit up.
The sick shit, that's probably why he did it though. He probably like, man, nigga, I live my life so I could do some wild ass shit for whatever reason. I don't know. That shit's sick.
I blame COVID, man.
Oh, for sure. I mean, honestly, COVID is a huge contributor to this, for sure. Like, I mean, I don't know about this situation specifically, but like ever since COVID, you've seen crime going up. And it's because like, I guess people got like this pent up energy.
Yeah.
I mean,
They just gotta
either
get
that or
outside
they
and do
just
some
been,
shit.
yeah, they've been inside just watching all these fucking crazy videos and got their emotions riled up. Shouldn't like, isn't there fucking terms and services and shit like with YouTube on the shit that you could post, and like I just feel like there should be a better guard on that type of content out there, no?
But it's ways to get around that shit though. It's a lot of ways.
We've been having this debate for a while. It's just that it's so hard to like protect people while also protecting your right to free speech.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the line is so blurred. It's so thin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even like I think it's South Korea, if I'm not mistaken. Like it's a lot of things you can't watch over there. Like a lot of things that they don't allow. But even a lot of the US people on that side, you get proxy servers and you could backdoor shit. There's so much shit you could do where they still able to even access a lot of that content if you know a little bit about something. You get what I'm saying? Like, so even then trying to filter, like what Chris said, to a certain extent, a lot of people are like, oh, the government's trying to control us fully, and if we get them all the power, then it's gonna be totalitarian and whoop-de-whoop, whatever. So it's like you walking a fine line anyways. So, and whenever people can, people will. So whenever you give motherfuckers an opportunity to complain, people gonna complain.
Oh, bro, I've found that out fucking during the playoffs on sale right now, bro. Like people been they've been fucking at my neck complaining about shit.
Yeah, in my store.
Yeah. It's we don't need to talk about it on stream right now. Just people are annoying. Sorry. I didn't mean to derail. It's just fresh in my mind. You're talking about people going to complain because they can or because they want to.
Too. And work.
What killed me about that shooting though, this is what me and Chris went at it before too. You got gun control. New York and Cali got one of the strictest gun control. You can't even have more than a 7-round magazine. And their gun crime is high as fuck. And that's what I was saying. You do gun control for civilians, the fucking villains, because that's what I'm gonna call them. It's almost like a fucking superhero movie now. They still gonna find guns and light people to fuck up whenever they feel like it. You making it harder for the law-abiding citizens to have that shit, but the niggas that could find ways to get it, they gonna find ways to get it. They don't give a fuck. Like,
I feel you, and that's not incorrect, but I hate the sentiment that it comes from.
Why you say that?
So like, this is a very conservative perspective where like, whenever we're like, all right, so like a climate change, for example, they're like, well, we can't stop India and China from pumping gas emissions. So what are we gonna do? It's almost like whenever we have a problem, the first thing that the right tends to do is go for the reasons why the solutions wouldn't work. That's the first thing they want to talk about. Where it's like, all right, like we have a serious problem in this country with gun violence. You know what I'm saying? Fuck mass shootings, just gun violence in general. And instead of like coming up with solutions, the only thing you guys want to talk about, and I'm not saying you like you, Peterson Charles, I'm saying like the other side. All you guys want to talk about is how the solutions won't work. Like, it's like, all right, so like at what point are we gonna start doing something? You know what I mean? Like,
but I agree with gun restrictions, but to a certain extent too, though. Just don't make it harder for, I guess, the people that's gonna do the right thing with it to get it, because the motherfuckers that's doing the dumb shit is still gonna do the dumb shit.
Like,
I feel like more people would do the dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like if it was like not banned in these places, like it'd be
right.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, for sure.
So if it was no like gun restriction or gun control in like New York, Chicago, and Cali, you think it'll be less crime?
Hell yeah.
You think it'll be more crime?
I think it'll be more crime.
More crime. Yeah,
that's what I meant. Yeah.
Chris, what I was gonna say to you is when you said at what point are we gonna start doing something? And the topic here is gun control. Like, we saw somebody going to elementary school with it, and nothing, no change came from that. So it's like at that point, like they let that shit slide. So it's like they're letting, or not letting, but the death of children did not inspire or motivate like a complete 180, like real change when it comes to gun control. So it's like at that point, like I was still young at that time, but at that point, like learning about it is like at this point, like there is no at what point are they gonna start doing something? They're not gonna do anything.
That's 1,000% my issue, where it's like this is how almost every political debate is in America, where it's not even like, I feel like there was a point where we were like, okay, this is a problem. And the debate was, how do we fix it, right? But now we're at a point where we're debating what's a problem, what's a fact. We almost become paralyzed because we're so like stuck in our own egos. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like you're talking about kids dying, and that's on the back of my mind. It's like, damn, like kids are dying. Like we have to fix this shit. If that means that it makes it harder for me to get a gun, then so be it. But like to the other side, like getting their gun is more important than fucking protecting kids. You feel me?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So a lot of counterpoints to the, if there's more access to guns, there'll be more crime. In a lot of other countries around the world where motherfuckers are walking around with whatever they want type of shit, right? Because I guess the thought is, if everyone has a gun, then the person with a gun with malintent loses his power type of thing. Because the power...
Rookie, I'm gonna cut you off. What country is this? The United States has 50% of all the guns in the world. And we have the highest gun violence by a large margin.
Aren't there like more guns than people in the United States or something like that?
David, it's not even close.
I think you said that fact one time.
Yeah, it's not even close, nigga. Like we lead in terms of like countries that aren't shit poor. Like obviously places that are having civil wars are gonna have worse gun violence than us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Libya has more gun violence than the United States. But if you're comparing us to like equal economies like Australia, Germany, UK, like it's not even close.
There's like Norway, Italy, Canada.
We dominate the gun statistics by a large margin. Yeah. Like,
well, I'm saying those countries,
NBA, and everybody else is in fucking junior magic.
Junior magic.
Like, nah, like for real, bro. Like we fucking kill each other with guns at an insane rate, and it's just the volume.
So let me say a statement. So at this point, you think it'll be easier to almost do like a reset, like take all the guns away. Fuck that. Remove them bitches off the street, sweet, make people can't even legally carry them motherfuckers at that point, and then like let's see how it goes from there. Like, what's the solution? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, why are some people so opposed to like tweaking or rewriting or adjusting the Constitution? Because a lot of the folks that are like extremely passionate about having their guns, they're like, it's my right, like it's in the Constitution.
But all right,
Second Amendment.
That's dangerous what you just said. Yeah. But
all right, but like back to what I was trying to say, like yeah, I understand that we dominate the world as far as like having the most guns. But back to what I was asking though, is like, if you are someone with malintent on wanting, let's say, to shoot a school, but if every professor, right, if students have fucking guns in the class, where if you try to shoot one person, you're gonna get dropped right there, like wouldn't that be a deterrent?
But that's the point that I already killed though, because like we already like, all right, so like the police shootings, or I'm saying police shootings, the school shootings, that's specifically what you're talking about, right? Like where you got these troubled people who are going into this vulnerable group. Like, all right, like if I go into school and start shooting, nobody's gonna stop me, right? That works for that example, but it doesn't work anywhere else.
No, I don't.
Because like I said, we have an insane, if you take away all of our mass shootings, we're still leading the world in gun violence by a large margin. It's not even close.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What Rook says get debunked, because in Baltimore, I don't know why people always go towards Chicago, but in Baltimore, you know your ops got a gun, but you still let that bitch spray. You don't give a fuck because I'm trying to shoot him before he shoot me. But you know, like, they got guns on the other side.
But isn't that, so to go against that, but isn't that mostly related to like gang violence type of shit, which regardless there's going to be the violence. But I guess in the way I'm thinking about it is fucking an aggressor trying to kill somebody that is defenseless type of thing. Like I use the school example, but like you could use that example as like fucking a liquor store owner or like people that work at fucking Walmart that gets shot up or some shit like
But
that, or like working in a fucking subway. Like if everyone has a gun in that subway, right, and this guy is coming through trying to pop off at people, don't you think that that's a deterrent if you know that everyone's
no,
walking around with a piece on
No,
you?
it's not. Rook, like gang violence is like this percentage of our gang violence or our gun violence. All right, so like why do white people kill each other?
Because they live next to each other.
proximity.
Chief Keef.
All right, so like white people end up
Proximity,
killing. So white people kill each other because traffic shit, right? Like road rage, right? They hop out of the car, they start yelling at each other, somebody ends up dead.
Yeah.
Domestic disputes, right? Like you come home, you find somebody fucking your wife, that might make you feel a certain way, you end up killing that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know why black people kill each other?
Why?
The same fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Because they're next to each other.
Yeah.
it's the same shit, right? Like gang violence makes up a small percentage of all the violence in America, a very small percentage. You go to anywhere in Florida, you can go down to Jupiter where there's a bunch of old white people and there's still niggas hopping out in fucking traffic shooting each other. It happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the fact that like we're in Florida, which is a right to own state, we know
And
like
conceal
if
carry.
you hop out of if you hop out of your car, there's a high probability that the next guy also has a gun. Yet niggas are still hopping out of their car.
And letting that bitch spray.
It's hot out here.
That deterrent argument has been thrown out the window a long time ago. That shit doesn't hold up.
Yeah, and then when you're saying like if everyone has a gun, you're saying there's more good guys with guns than bad guys with guns. But it's like what happens when if everyone has a gun and a minor thing gets escalated, everyone has a gun on them, like you're gonna see a lot of like, like
that good guy.
A bar fight turns into a shootout. You know what I mean? Like
that good guys with guns is corny because like how many cases have you ever heard of like a good guy with a gun stopping a bat? Like we're not Batman. Like niggas with guns are just shooting niggas. Like it's not good or bad guys.
I've heard, bro. There was this story in Chicago. I think something occurred at a nightclub, and the security guard took out the guy that was causing the commotion. He was about to shoot the shit up, and the cops pulled up and shot the security guard. So it's like even when this good guy had a gun, and
still got
stopped the
shot.
the good guy got shot by the police. Like, and that
He should have been wearing a cape. He should have been wearing a cape.
Sound like you snitching, Dave.
I read that somewhere. I'll share that article with you guys.
But I don't know. This should get deeper than that. I don't think it's America got a fucking not a gun problem. What's it do? America got a fucking they don't give a fuck about people problem. I think that's what it is. Cause the next nigga doing the shooting that go to even like the Sandy Hook shit. I don't know if I watched that whole documentary, right? This kid just didn't give a fuck. He didn't care about nobody. Like, you know how sometimes you hit like the typical story where they get bullied and then they hate everybody and all that shit. This kid was fully aware of what the fuck he was doing. Like, when I say fully aware, you could watch it because every time the guy that was interrogating him walked out, he back to normal, like, oh, whatever. He look up at the camera and realize that the camera looking at him. Then he go to like biting himself and, oh my gosh, the devil's talking to me, acting crazy. Whoop. It's just, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck, bro. Like, they just sick. Like,
that's not unique to the United States, though. Like, there's probably just as much people who don't give a fuck in Australia. It's just that person in Australia doesn't have access to a gun.
Which is true.
Are there like mass stabbings in like other places since like they can't have guns and shit? Like
that's actually a rebuttal where they're like, if you can't, these people who are going to be violent, they're going to be violent regardless. And they point to like mass stabbings and like,
is that a thing?
It's like, my nigga, like a person with a knife is significantly less dangerous than a person with a gun. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like,
he might stab 2 people with a gun. You could light up 100 people depending on what you got. Like,
nigga, you can shoot multiple people with just that one bullet, nigga. Like,
yeah, that's true too. Depending on the size.
Collateral.
Yeah.
Kill a motherfucker with a
That's a Call of Duty term.
David, you ain't
nigga,
shit.
imagine somebody pulling up to a knife to a Woodcrest event, nigga. He's gonna get fucked up, bro. He's gonna get fucked up, bro. Like, my neck got broke for punching Peterson's dick. Like, imagine a nigga trying to stab a Woodcrest member, bro. Like, it is. Like, come on,
that
bro.
nigga getting the death penalty off rip. Like,
Courtesy of us, you know what I mean? Like, we got this.
Yeah, like he ain't gonna make it out of whatever event we at. Like,
that nigga's gonna be sitting there dead as fuck. We're gonna continue playing dominoes, bro.
Yeah, if we find the missing fucking one. Shots
holding
at Chris.
grudges, man.
Yeah, that shit.
That was Ricky throwing a shot at me?
Fuck yeah, bro.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yo, hey, backstory for everyone
bro,
watching.
Fuck you, bro.
We're at fucking Mike's crib, bro. We're playing dominoes. And of course, Chris being a fucking menace, he lost a domino, right? So we're out here trying to find the fucking domino just so we could play the game, right? So then it's missing. So it's gone for like the rest of the fucking night. Chris and Pete do their whole little like, oh, I love you, but I'm gonna fuck you up thing. On some weird shit, putting each other in headlocks. And then it comes to the end of the night when Mike kicks us out the house. And then Chris was like, oh, look, the domino's in my fucking pocket the whole time. Like, fuck you, bro.
I'm mad how it is Chris and Peterson. This nigga instigated it. Like
that was like some Vegeta versus Goku fight. Bro.
I have the right to defend myself.
And
like,
I don't know who's Vegeta, who's Goku, bro.
I'm Goku. This nigga's obviously Vegeta. Like,
honestly, you like Piccolo. Y'all both like. Never mind.
Because we black, nigga. What?
Oh damn! That's why I said never mind.
I think somebody planted that domino, bro.
No, nigga.
Oh, wow.
He said, "Look at shit." Like,
yeah, it's in my fucking pocket, bro.
Now it's a conspiracy and shit.
Yo, drunk Chris is a fucking magician, bro. Because we made him empty his pockets, and the bitch.
And he still had the motherfucker.
And he still had the shit, bro. Man, fuck you, Chris.
You're saying fuck you, Chris, because we couldn't finish a domino.
Yeah,
game?
bro. You're getting your ass whooped, and then you hit the dominoes, and you couldn't catch an L.
I don't remember putting a domino in my pocket, and I don't remember getting my ass whooped either.
What? I didn't whoop your ass. I just got fed up, nigga.
No, he was getting his ass whooped in dominoes. He was about to catch a fat L. And then he out here playing games.
You know what's so crazy? The night would have went smooth if that domino didn't go missing.
I'm telling you, we would have been distracted playing dominoes.
This shit went missing, and we didn't know what the fuck to do with our time.
Yeah, with your energy and time, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking losing the 5 and 6 domino. That's what caused all of the problem with Woodcrest.
No, first of all, you was on demon time. Entering
as soon as you walked up, bro.
Jesus died for our sins. I'm willing to make the sacrifice.
What?
What a comparison!
I know. Yeah. Chris just compared himself to Jesus. Like what?
You're Michael Scott right now.
I knew when Mike's daughter was like stranger danger that it was a problem going on.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing myself to Jesus. I'm just saying that there's some parallels in the way that we move.
Nah.
I think that's you comparing yourself, but I feel you. Ain't that what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to find God in everyone, or Jesus in everyone.
Jesus
but
had
not like
more
that.
hair than you, Chris, too. I had totally different barbers, you know.
I can't take responsibility for the Jack Daniels, bro.
Yes, you can. What do you mean you can't?
You should have drunk. You came into the garage drunk, nigga.
Yeah,
like,
this man arrived on tilt already.
And then drunk some more.
Yeah. Like a lot more.
My kind
Nigga, like what was that? Like
your energy.
20, man. Y'all gonna have to let that go, bro.
Nah, if y'all could hold on to that fuck ass backpack since 2009, nigga, we not letting
go. Somebody with the, I lost a domino. You almost murdered somebody with the backpack.
No, how, nigga? The bus wasn't even moving.
That shit was a deadly projectile, bro. Like that shit way more.
Yeah, that's what they were trying to charge me with, of course. But that shit, they were trying to hit me with excited or riot, assault and battery, and possession of a deadly missile.
Golly, bro.
I said, what the fuck?
He had an RPG.
And when they told me the years that I could have did, I said, y'all gonna suck my dick. I'm not going nowhere.
That sounds like what they try to do to Travis Scott.
Like I like how Peterson presented that as a defense. Like he stands up in the courtroom like, Judge, with all respect, you can suck my dick.
I ain't
Your
doing
Honor,
those years.
Your Honor.
Nah, if I would have got years for that shit, I would have got the death penalty. Somebody would have had to die.
That shit though, dude.
Like that shit was crazy. But y'all talk about that shit, and that was 2009, nigga. So you gonna eat that shit for another 10 years.
Woodcrest hold grudges, man.
Yeah.
Nah,
niggas don't forget shit.
Anyone in here?
But the intentions were completely different, though. Like, all right, so like,
no, nigga, how?
Nigga, I lost the domino out of incompetence. Like, I put it in my pocket. I forgot it was there.
Oh, you
No,
can
you didn't lose a domino. You hit a
hit
domino.
You're telling me I literally just hit the domino to stop the game?
Nah,
Yes.
that man was drunk, bro.
The same way.
Drunk.
The same way you was purposely whooping my ass until I got fed up.
No, but like when it comes to the Vic thing though, like you sitting in your seat, there was no incontinence to that. You were like, I'm gonna throw this nigga's backpack because he's not gonna get up.
I mean, shut up.
It's not the same, nigga. It's not the same.
We gotta invite Vic on the podcast, man. I want to hear what he got.
The nigga a crackhead now.
Oh damn, we can still take him though. He can be on the podcast.
Nigga, we invite Vic and we invite Moses on the same podcast, and we can do the parallels.
Let's do it.
Oh no, you gonna be.
Moses is a religious family man, and Vic is a crackhead. Like,
actually,
that's all I'm saying. That's all.
You slapped a religious family man. Vic was been a crackhead. Like,
nah, nigga. Like when I slapped him, he was nowhere near a family man or a religious man. Now he is a religious man.
You slapped him.
Trying to say he slapped God into the man.
Yeah. You're trying to say. First of all, you hit.
He benefited from my slap.
Bro.
You hit somebody on the spectrum. First of all, like.
Oh no.
And now he's a loving father.
You slapped the man so hard you had to find Jesus.
Like,
no way, dog.
Like Vic, nah. So like Vic was just like a troubled kid.
He was a menace.
He was.
Nah, that Peterson happened. And then he started stealing from his grandma. He started doing drugs. He started doing all this type of crazy shit.
I like how you created this narrative. You know what's so crazy? The only reason I ain't do time because his daddy was like, no, nigga, that nigga ain't shit. Like his daddy was like, I'm not pressing charges. Fuck no. Fuck.
And Vic is a real life crackhead now. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's tough.
I wonder what Moses. What Moses
still looking for his backpack, bro.
Wow, damn.
Chris crazy.
No remorse, bro. Jeez.
If you do crack, don't watch this podcast.
Dang, could you imagine we get canceled by the crackheads? That'd be tough.
What are they gonna say?
How many of our viewers are Mill Run inhabitants, bro?
Probably at least one. All of y'all.
Yeah.
Imagine Ping is watching this shit.
I want to interview Moses and his family. Damn. What if Ping changed his life, bro?
Like Moses. Maybe Chris slapped him too.
I just need to slap that nigga, bro. That's all I need.
Hey, we can start a business, bro. Chris, you provide your services.
Chris is baptizing people with slaps, bro.
Chris slapped me too in Mike Garage, and I've been doing well since. It's crazy.
Once this slap can change your life, bro. Like,
and they got an ashy ass hand, bro. Man.
Chris gonna be like, "Let me slap you." Like, there's a good future in it. You know what I mean?
Look at that! Look at that hand. That it's just ashy. You can see it.
Fucking.
I'm living lavish now. Thank you, Chris.
Jesus didn't put on no lotion, bro. Like that's all I'm saying.
The nigga ain't had lotion. When?
Yo, no one's calling you Jesus, Chris.
Yeah.
Man thought he got the hand of God.
I mean, shit. Look at Moses now. He might. Who knows?
Nah,
MP?
man. Moses deserved that slap.
I'll take a slap.
Okay.
I will deliver a slap.
I've heard.
FedEx this nigga a slap, Chris.
Man, I hope Moses never watches this, man.
Yeah.
I was the 5 fingers say to the face.
I was in Moses' corner. I just want to say that. I was in his corner until that slap came.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
I hope Moses, for some reason, does
me.
watch this and he comments on the YouTube video, so that way we can invite him on and then have like the the coming to Jesus moment. Yeah.
Nah,
yeah.
What really happened?
Chris bullied that man. Chris bullied that man.
Nigga,
nah, Moses.
I'm not gonna explain it again. I absolutely did not, bro.
That kid was 4'11" and you was like 6'12", bro.
You should have said no.
What happened to being the literal bigger person? You was the biggest nigga around us. You should have been the bigger person and walked away.
Yo, the craziest thing is Moses was playing me in 2K and he challenged Chris to a fight. Like he said, I was kicking his ass in 2K and he just decides to fuck with Chris.
To me, bro, like he's losing by 20, and he's like, "Yo, this nigga Chris sucks." I'm like, "What?"
I mean, in Moses' defense, I don't know. I think Kenny had the tattoos already. I would have left Kenny alone too.
that was an L regardless, bro. That was an L regardless, bro. Like,
yeah, that's an L.
Is it though? Because you slapped him, and now he's a God-fearing family man.
Look at him now.
Kind of a W.
He turned 2 L's into a W. Look.
Yo, that needs to be the what you call it, the slogan.
Turn the L's into a W.
Right
Love it.
I swear.
We gotta put that on a t-shirt.
Momentary L, bro. This is a momentary L, bro.
He leveled up on you bitch ass niggas. That's what he said. So
facts. Shout out to him, bro. Yeah. All right, we got about 12 minutes left. Chris, you mentioned something about Friday Night Lights that you would like to, get off your chest that I think we'd be interested to hear about.
Chris
Rant. So first of all, like, are you done?
No, I'm saying the segment should be called Chris Rants, and boom, go.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea. Thank you, Peterson.
Asshole.
What a jerk.
But I wanted to start off by saying that like Rookie and David just like I don't know what the fuck happened, man. Like you guys are way behind in pop culture. Second of all, Friday Night Lights is racist.
That's not my type of movie anyway, so should have probably just pissed me off.
I mean, it should have been like that's the type of like it was aimed at your demographic. It's supposed to be in the same vein as it is. No, it's supposed to be like
for Dominicans. I doubt it.
Now you claiming Dominicans, nigga?
Anyways, the fuck, I've been claiming Dominican.
Anyway,
shout out Selena.
It's supposed to be in the same vein as like Coach Carter or Remember the Titans. Like that's what Friday Night Lights is regarded as like one of those great sports movies. And I'm watching this shit and I'm like, wait, something seems kind of off. So like the main character is supposed to be like some Deion Sanders stereotype. He's like some obnoxious, loud, talented black man, right? Mm-hmm. Then they're like, oh, this nigga can't read. That's flag number one. I'm like, wait, what? And then, like when it comes to the championship game, right? So like the team is majority white, and they have like 3 black guys and a Mexican, right? And these guys are all stereotypes. The other team comes from Dallas, and it's a team full of black people, right? And the team from Dallas is like, yo, if we're going to play this game, we're going to need black referees. Flag number 2, right? And then when they actually play the game, the black coach, every shot of the black coach is him complaining to the referee. Every single shot is him being like, yo, why didn't you call this? Why didn't you call that? And I don't want to go into it too deep, but it's basically like the stereotype about black people. And we're constantly like, we need something. You feel what I'm saying? Like we're constantly like, yo, like you need to do for me, right? Flag number 3. Then there's one of the black referees, like the ball clearly hits off the ground, and the dude ends up catching it after it bounces off the ground, and the black referee cheats and says, oh, that's a fair catch. And then the team ends up losing the game, right? Flag number 4. And I'm like, all right, this doesn't feel right. So I do my little bit of research, I Wikipedia the shit, and it turns out that this school, it comes from Odessa, Texas. And Odessa, Texas is historically one of the most fucking racist towns in all of America, right? Like they ended segregation later than places like Alabama, Arkansas, and Mississippi, right? And the only reason they ended segregation was because they wanted black quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like they wanted black athletes, right? And they made the producer and the director of this movie sign a waiver saying you wouldn't portray us as racist, which is exactly what you were. So instead of giving us an accurate representation of what the school was, which is a bunch of fucking racist fucks, they made the black people the villains of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy. That's just crazy to me, bro.
Can I tell you what I think about that?
Absolutely.
Sounds like a whole bunch of snitching, man.
Well, now that you put it so elegantly, Kenny.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, my bad, Chris. I don't think I've seen the movie. I watched the TV show and it seemed chill.
Yeah,
like
I'm sure you enjoyed it.
Growing up, Friday Night Lights was a classic to me, but like I didn't like pick up on like.
I think I watched like a fucking ton of like racist movies growing up as a black person. To be honest, so shit
And like didn't realize until you were older.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Even my mom got me watching like these racist movies, like these white Jaws movies and shit. Like no black person in sight. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, would it be less racist if like Jaws ate a black person?
Yeah, no, I don't really know if that's
it. Actually would be like equal. You feel me? But black people don't jump in water, so.
Not once with sharks, that's for sure.
Kenny, you low-key lost me with that one, bro.
We wouldn't do that. We just wouldn't do that type of shit. You feel me? So
the people that are swimming with sharks, like they all have something quite noticeable.
Yeah, like I don't think that's an inaccurate representation. I don't know if there's a black person who's ever been eaten by a shark.
Have you seen Deep Blue Sea? Of course not.
Yeah, I did with LL Cool J. I seen
exactly.
Yeah, eaten by a shark.
He got bit by the shark, but I don't.
But that's the thing, though. Like you know damn well the real LL Cool J ain't swimming with sharks.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, he didn't like have a choice. He was like a chef. Damn, he was a chef on the ship with everybody, if I remember correctly.
But but Rookie, that fucking enhances my point, bro. Like black people wouldn't be there if they didn't have to fucking be there. Like
yeah, that's why I said damn. Yeah, like, I was like, fuck, wait. Yeah,
Kenny
he survived though.
Kenny jumped into the water because he thought a fucking pit bull was gonna attack him. That's the only reason he was there.
Hey man, and I can also swim. 6 foot.
Yeah, that pit bull can swim too, nigga.
All right, nigga.
Nah, but like, yeah, like that shit really like, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, y'all niggas did a complete 180, bro. Like, they really made these niggas sign a waiver saying you won't betray us as we actually were. And instead, they decided to make black people the villains of the movie. Like that's fucking crazy, bro.
Are you surprised?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. What the fuck?
What you surprised because the movie fucked you up? It wasn't what you thought it was, or like what's surprising?
Yeah, what's surprising?
I mean, part of it was that, like, I used to think this was a classic. I mean, that's part of it, you know, like this kind of ruined my childhood somewhat. Second of all, dramatic, it's the audacity. The second of all, it's the audacity of it, where it's like, damn, y'all niggas really did that. Like, that's crazy. And like, if y'all insinuating that this is normal, like, I don't think you can come up with another example of this happening.
No, I seen one time I saw a clip of Power Rangers, and they made the black one dance to like defeat a monster.
Wow!
They're like, yo, do your thing, and he just started dancing.
Can somebody mute this man's mic, bro?
Nah, he being dead ass though. Zach was into hip hop, bro, and I was just
like hip hop music comes on, he starts dancing, and it defeats the monster or the.
They've been trying black people in Hollywood, man. They've been.
It's like imagine watching the Django Unchained and the black people are the villains. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. I felt like that shit where it was like making all the black people die first. I was like, damn, it was just like these niggas were not creative whatsoever. It was just like
it's like they had the Rooney rule. Like, yeah, we'll put you in the movie, but just know, like,
you gonna die.
You won't die.
You gonna True.
You're gonna be here for the final scene, bro. Like, we only need you for one day of shooting because it won't be that long.
Hey, LL Cool J and Paul Walker, and I think a chick were the only ones that survived in Deep Blue Sea.
Of course, bro. I'm glad you know that movie.
Yeah, I know that one. I don't know Friday Night Lights, but I know that one.
Yeah, I don't know either one, man. Fuck.
Now,
David, I don't think there's been a person on planet Earth who's promoted Deep Blue Sea harder than Kenny, bro.
Bro, y'all don't know, bro. Me and my brothers is like, we had VHS, so we had that movie on VHS, and like I swear, like that's how me and my brothers passed time. We would just be laughing at the Samuel L. Jackson scene, just rewinding that shit back and forth, playing that shit. Like that's how, yo, I swear, like we know that shit by heart, nigga. I swear, man.
Niggas ain't had cable. That's the struggle.
Yeah. No, we had cable.
I had the Pokemon movie, and I had the Pokemon movie, and I had the Power Ranger movie, and you're over there watching Samuel Jackson die in Deep Blue Sea, bro.
We had a lot of VHSs, man. We had
I did
all
too,
of
actually.
You didn't have Friday Night Lights.
You know what? You know what's funny, man? It's crazy that we're talking about this, but like, you remember that the Batman movie with Robin in it?
Yeah.
Like I had
Batman Forever, right?
Batman Forever or some shit. But I had read some shit that Marvin Wayans was supposed to be the Robin. You know, that shit had me dying. I'm like just thinking of a Black Robin. You know, they say that this nigga still gets like paid to this day because they had him try out for the role and they wasted his time, so he still gets paid off that movie. So.
Really? Yeah, that's kind of fire.
That's fun. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. That's fucking
Go ahead, my bad.
A, that's fucking hilarious. B, like, I'll go back in time and make I'll do whatever I can to make Marvin Wayne that Robin.
Same.
Damn. All right. Well, we're at time now. Any last thoughts you guys want to get out there?
Y'all niggas need to watch more movies, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Miami Heat coming out of the East.
I told you what I watched, nigga. You discriminating.
Nah, I'm not. What? I'm not even talking to you, Kenny.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know if I want to see Friday Night Lights now because it's a racist movie.
Nah, don't watch it
not my
now.
style.
Like, you should have already seen it, though.
I probably have, and I just
I'm
didn't
not
realize
into
it,
racist
bro.
shit, man. I don't know if you've noticed.
Just
Nah,
don't.
nigga, you're not into anything. You're not into anything.
You're into basketball, though. I'll give you that. And
Yeah,
football.
just don't watch Deep Blue Sea 2 or
Tell you,
Anaconda
this nigga-
2.
Kenny is getting
They're terrible.
Kenny is somehow getting royalties off this movie, bro.
You gotta be.
Don't see number 2s of any of those movies. Anaconda
Like,
2 or Deep Blue Sea 2. Don't see
I'm
them.
not gonna hold you. I didn't know
I've
there was
seen Anaconda. The
Yeah,
Hunt for
Anaconda
October.
2.
The
Yo,
one with
if
I think J Lo was in it.
Don't see
yeah,
number
yeah,
2. That's number 1. Don't see number 2.
If Deep Blue Sea was mentioned 100 times in Woodcrest history, Kenny mentioned that shit 97 times, bro. Like,
Bro, it's a classic, bro. Shit.
yeah, according to you, nigga.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
God bless.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell
Man.
notification so y'all know when we post. Let us know what y'all think. I appreciate you guys for listening to my boys here. Thank you for coming on. Woodcrest, another episode. Catch you on the next one.